Hey there, friends. Grab yourself a coffee or something stronger and settle in, because today we're talking about something a lot of folks dream about but only a few ever do: quitting your job, casting off the lines, and sailing around the world. Now, I know it sounds crazy, irresponsible even, but hear me out. I used to have a regular 9 to 5, woke up with an alarm, sat in traffic, stared at a screen, counted the hours till the weekend. Sound familiar? Then one day I realized I was trading my precious time for money and using that money just to survive until the next paycheck. That wasn't living, that was waiting. So I made the leap, sold most of what I owned, bought a modest little sailboat, and pointed her bow toward the horizon. And let me tell you, my worst day at sea still beats my best day in a cubicle. This video isn't about convincing you to do something reckless. It's about planting a seed, maybe giving you that final nudge if you've been dreaming of a life less ordinary. So here are 10 reasons, real ones, hard-earned and lived, that might just make you want to quit your job and sail around the world. Sailing around the world offers a level of freedom that few other lifestyles can match. Every day, you decide where to go, when to move, and how long to stay. You're not tied to schedules, office hours, or traffic jams. You create your own routine, or choose not to have one at all. This kind of freedom isn't just about travel, it's about living life on your own terms. If you want to stay anchored in a peaceful bay for a week, you can. If you feel like moving on to a new horizon tomorrow, you do. There's no gatekeeper to ask for time off, no corporate structure to navigate, just you, your boat, and the world. It also offers the freedom to think differently, live more intentionally, and prioritize what truly matters. You break away from the treadmill of conventional life and gain the space to reflect and breathe. Without the usual noise and obligations, your choices begin to reflect your values, not just your obligations. True freedom isn't about escaping responsibility. It's about choosing what to be responsible for. And on a sailboat, you're the one setting the course, both literally and in life. Traveling by sailboat transforms the way you experience the world. It's not about rushing through airports or sticking to a packed itinerary. It's about slow travel, intentional, immersive, and deeply personal. You arrive by sea, often entering a place in the same way people have for centuries, which offers a unique sense of connection. You have the power to explore remote islands, untouched coves, and lesser-known ports that most travelers never reach. There's no need to follow the crowd. You choose your route based on your interests, the season, and the wind. It's travel shaped by curiosity, not convenience. This approach allows for a deeper engagement with each place. Instead of snapping a few photos and moving on, you linger. You walk the streets, visit local markets, learn the tides, and watch the daily rhythms unfold. You're not just visiting, you're participating in the environment around you. Seeing the world on your own terms means breaking away from the standard tourist experience and building your own story. It's slower, more thoughtful, and infinitely more rewarding. With each landfall, you're reminded that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. Modern life often feels like an endless loop of work, bills, and obligations. Many people spend decades climbing the ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. Sailing offers an alternative, a way to step outside the system and redefine what success looks like. Leaving the rat race doesn't mean giving up on ambition or hard work. In fact, sailing requires both. But the difference lies in what you're working toward. Instead of promotions or performance reviews, your efforts go into self-reliance, exploration, and personal fulfillment. It's a shift in mindset. You move away from consumer-driven living and towards something more deliberate. You start measuring wealth not in money, but in time. How much of it is yours, and how meaningfully you spend it. You realize that true luxury isn't a bigger paycheck, but the ability to design your own life. Escaping the rat race means choosing experiences over possessions, presence over productivity. It's a slower, richer way of living, where you're not just counting days until the weekend, you're living each day on purpose. Sailing around the world is an ongoing education. Each day brings opportunities to learn, from practical skills like navigation, weather forecasting, and maintenance to cultural insights and new languages. It keeps your mind active and your problem-solving sharp. Unlike structured environments, learning at sea is spontaneous and hands-on. You might spend a morning repairing a pump, an afternoon studying charts, and an evening figuring out how to communicate in a new country. The variety keeps you engaged and challenged in the best possible way. You also develop a deeper understanding of the natural world. Reading the wind, watching the clouds, and learning to interpret the ocean becomes second nature. These aren't just sailing skills, they're life skills that teach patience, observation, and resilience. This kind of learning is deeply satisfying. You grow more confident in your abilities, not because someone graded your work, but because you overcame real challenges. You gain knowledge that's useful, immediate, and hard-earned. The world becomes your classroom, and the lessons never stop. That's one of the greatest benefits of this lifestyle. It encourages growth in every direction, every single day. One of the first things you notice when you move on to a sailboat is how much excess you were carrying before. Limited space means you quickly prioritize what you truly need, and in the process, you discover that simplicity brings a surprising richness to life. Living simply doesn't mean sacrificing comfort. It means being more intentional. Every item on board has a purpose. You become more mindful of what you consume, from water and electricity to food and gear. It leads to less waste, more appreciation, and a clearer sense of what really matters. This simplicity creates space, mentally and emotionally. With fewer distractions, you become more present. You start to value quiet mornings, meaningful conversations, and the joy of small, everyday moments. Instead of being pulled in 100 directions, you focus more fully on where you are and what you're doing. Living fully doesn't require a big house or a packed calendar. It's about quality, not quantity. And a sailboat, with its constraints and its beauty, becomes the perfect setting for that kind of life. It teaches you that the less you carry, the more room you have for joy, connection, and peace. Life at sea brings you face to face with the natural world in a way few other lifestyles can. You're constantly in tune with the environment, the movement of the wind, the rhythm of the tides, the shifting light of each sunrise and sunset. Nature is no longer a weekend escape. It becomes part of your everyday existence. This lifestyle fosters a deep awareness of your surroundings. You begin to notice subtle changes in weather, the behavior of birds or marine life, and the patterns of the waves. It encourages mindfulness and respect for the elements, since your safety and comfort depend on your ability to observe and adapt. Spending extended time on the water also cultivates a sense of humility. The vastness of the sea reminds you of your place in the world, while the quiet solitude fosters reflection and calm. It's an environment that supports both physical well-being and mental clarity. Reconnecting with nature isn't just about scenery. It's about finding balance. It's about stepping away from screens and artificial noise and rediscovering the steady pulse of the natural world. That connection is grounding, healing, and often transformative. Sailing has a unique way of bringing people together. Ports, anchorages, and marinas naturally become places of shared experience, where connections happen easily. Whether crossing paths with fellow sailors or interacting with locals in coastal communities, the lifestyle invites constant social exchange. The sailing community is known for its generosity and camaraderie. People look out for one another, offer help without hesitation, and share knowledge freely. It's a culture built on trust, mutual respect, and the understanding that everyone is navigating their own journey. Conversations often go beyond surface-level small talk. There's something about the transient nature of life on the water that encourages openness and depth. Friendships form quickly and meaningfully, built on shared values like self-reliance, curiosity, and a love of exploration. You also gain exposure to different cultures and perspectives. Every region has its own customs, languages, and traditions, and interacting with people from various backgrounds broadens your worldview. These encounters foster empathy, adaptability, and genuine appreciation for diversity. Meeting new people is a constant part of the experience, and each encounter adds richness to the journey. Living aboard and sailing long distances pushes you beyond your comfort zone. The lifestyle demands resilience, resourcefulness, and confidence, often under pressure. Facing the challenges of the sea, whether it's a mechanical failure, navigating tricky weather, or making critical decisions on your own, teaches you to rely on yourself in new and empowering ways. This environment fosters growth by necessity. You're responsible for your vessel, your safety, and your choices. That responsibility might be daunting at first, but over time, it builds a deep sense of capability. You begin to trust your judgment, your instincts, and your ability to handle the unexpected. Inner strength develops not just in high-stress moments, but through everyday problem-solving. When things don't go as planned, and they often won't, you learn to adapt without panic. That calm perseverance becomes a part of who you are. You also learn patience and discipline. Sailing teaches you to respect nature's timing, prepare thoroughly, and stay composed even when things don't unfold quickly. These qualities carry over into every part of life, reshaping how you face challenges and measure your own success. Ultimately, you discover you're far more capable than you once believed, and that strength becomes your anchor. Sailing transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Each day has the potential to bring something new, a different anchorage, a change in weather, a new destination to explore. Even routine tasks like provisioning or navigating can become small adventures when you're constantly on the move. Adventure becomes part of your mindset. Rather than seeking occasional thrills, you begin to embrace the unknown as a daily companion. This outlook creates excitement in the unexpected and joy in simple discoveries, like finding a hidden cove, spotting wildlife, or experiencing local customs in a remote village. Because you're constantly adapting, no 2 days are the same. The dynamic nature of life at sea keeps you present and engaged. You begin to savor the journey, not just the destination, and appreciate the process of getting there. Sails trimmed, charts studied, eyes on the horizon. Living this way instills a sense of wonder that many lose in routine life. It reignites curiosity and makes space for spontaneity. Adventure doesn't have to be dramatic. It's simply the act of doing something unfamiliar, of stepping outside the predictable. With a boat as your home and the world as your playground, adventure truly becomes a way of life. The most compelling reason to sail around the world is the simplest. Time is finite. We all say we'll chase our dreams someday, but too often, that day never comes. Life moves fast, and it's easy to get caught in patterns that delay what really matters. Choosing this path is a declaration that now is the time to live fully. It's about no longer postponing joy, exploration, or self-discovery. The open sea isn't just a destination, it's a metaphor for freedom, change, and possibility. Waiting for the perfect conditions or the ideal moment often means never going at all. This lifestyle encourages a shift in priorities. You stop measuring life by promotions, possessions, or external validation, and start valuing time, experience, and fulfillment. It's not about escaping responsibilities. It's about aligning your life with your values before it's too late. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances change, health fluctuates, opportunities pass. If there's a dream in your heart to explore the world under sail, the best time to pursue it is now. Because once you start, you'll realize the real risk was never going. It was waiting too long to begin. Thanks for sticking with me through this list. Sailing the world isn't for everyone, but if it's been tugging at your heart, maybe it's time to listen. Life's too short to stay stuck in a routine that doesn't light you up. Out there on the water, things slow down, get simpler, and somehow feel more real. Whether you're just dreaming or already planning, I hope this gave you a little push. Until next time, fair winds and steady seas, my friend.